All right, tonight is the last night left in our fermented feed. So we're gonna use up what we got, save the liquid, and put it back in to start a new fresh batch. So I'm going to go ahead and strain that. I can't do that and hold the phone, so I'll come back to you. All right, now that we got the strained fermented feed and our leftover water separated, like I said, we're going to reuse this because that's already started the fermentation process. It already has a good bacteria going in it. Might as well use it. I don't have to use the apple cider vinegar or anything else to get it going. I just use what I've already got. I'm going to take this down and feed it to the girls. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and I'll show you how to go ahead and just start all over again. It wasn't quick enough when I walked outside. There is actually a baby bunny out here. We've had the mom up by the house, and the baby isn't quite so little anymore, but he's still smaller than mommy. So my daughter thinks it's the Easter bunny. We started out with the one rabbit that was living under some tin that was piled up outside her bedroom window, and that was last year. And she thought it was the Easter bunny. So we have played on that is the Easter bunny, and that he brings her presents and hides her eggs and everything else. It's cute. So hopefully the bunny sticks around so she'll continue thinking that the Easter bunny is actually really. All right. Girls eagerly awaiting their food. I forgot to bring them down their watermelon rind. Bad mom that I am. They clean them right down to the green. They will not eat that shell for some reason. And this one is mad at my shoes. I think she thinks there's bugs on them. If I wear my sneakers in here, she's fine. These shoes, she's mad at. All right, can I go feed you? All right, they got their feed. The one thing with fermented feed and then feeding them the watermelon rinds, they don't drink a lot. I probably will end up dumping this tomorrow. They're dust baths right here, so everything gets dusty because they're kicking it up inside. Their water, they hardly drink anything of. I think they must get enough from what they're eating. Every couple days, I end up just going ahead and dumping it out and refilling it just to give them fresh water because it's there, it's functioning, it works. I just check it every night, but I've seen them use it, so I know that they know how to use it. I figured they know what they need to drink. And being underneath, now having the tin roof over everything does stay much cooler down here for them, so maybe they aren't needing it. They aren't as hot, but all right, girlies, good night. We'll go collect eggs. This is right outside the coop door. They have something that's trying to get in, but there's a reason we have raised beds. The reason is our ground is nothing but rock. Absolutely nothing but rock. I have stuck rakes down in these holes just to see if they're getting anywhere, because they're probably moles or voles that are trying to get in there. So the girls are going to eat them if they do get in there. So sorry for them, but they aren't going anywhere because it's going right into rock. So like I said, over the winter, once we have this all finished off, which one more week, I am so happy. We got one more week and this will be complete. Thank Jesus. All right. First nest box had nothing in it. This one we got 4. And of course the girls are going to come visit. Telling me about something. Probably because I forgot their watermelon. I know, I didn't bring it down. I'll come back down. It's okay. I'll bring it back down. It must have been the little girl that needs to be wormed. Her butt's dirty. It's on my agenda to get ordered is we were having mites horribly. I thought that was some of the issue with their feathers and everything else, but I wasn't doing herbs over the winter, and shame on me. That's all I can say is shame on me, because once I started back with putting all those herbs into their food and everything else, we have no mites anymore, because the eggs used to be just coated in them. They were so bad. Their nest boxes were coated. But between doing that, giving them their dust bath, and putting the cinnamon in there, the mites are pretty much non-existent. And it's going to start raining. I did come down last night and took some leaves off from this one and gave it to them. I didn't see the leaves in there today, so they must have finally ate them, because they hadn't ate them yet. Got a couple blueberries. I've gotten, I think, one each night for my daughter. So I have 2 for tonight. I'll check the big one. I'll leave the eggs here. That one's almost ready. Our pumpkins are taking over the yard. This might be a problem. We'll have to find out. Oh, I think we got 2 more over here. And even though we have 3 blueberries, well, make that 4, and there are 3 of us, my husband and I will not get any of them. She will eat them all. I'm going to have to get a hold of a family member and find out if their blueberries are ready, because our bushes just aren't giving out enough. They need to get a little bit bigger. I've had them for years, but I had them in containers and it's done their growth pretty bad. So I need to get more of them. This whole thing needs to be planted in them. I'm going to end up having to build up around them to keep the birds from getting in them. Although it doesn't seem like the birds are really bothering them, so I'm going to wait until it's an actual issue before I go coating everything in wire. Not that I don't have enough of it, but because I bought 300 feet of it. We've used almost the first 100. The second 100 we're I think skimping on a couple feet of it left. So we're going to have to open up the third 100 when we go to do the ends. The wire that we're using for the coop, or for the run I should say, is actually a black coated wire, so that it doesn't look like there's wire there. You can actually see into it. With the silver hardware cloth, I guess you can't see in, so people were painting it. I don't have enough time in my life to paint wire, so I just went ahead and bought it already coated. As is, 3 years ago we had steps put on our house. I said not to have them stain it because I could do it. Save us some money. 3 years later, I finally got around to cleaning them. Now, it is raining, so I have not been able to get them stained yet again. We ended up with a water leak. I didn't realize that our hose got left on and it was leaking. And our water for outside is not hooked up to our filter system. So now part of our deck is steps that were never stained are stained with rust. And I tried and I scrubbed and I bleached and I did everything. It's not coming off. So hopefully the stain will cover it up and maybe it won't be as dark. First, the heavens have got to give me some time to actually get it stained. Here's hoping and praying that God will help me out next week. Okay. Now we got eggs taken care of, bucket rinsed. I'm going to show you how we start the fermentation process with the feed. Like I said before, I just fill up this tote. If if you notice anything different with our feed, it has no corn in it. We do corn-free, soy-free feed. Our corn, or our feed. Our feed is organic, so we pay a little bit more for it than normal people probably do. But I also don't get it in pellets. That way, I think it's better for them not to have it all ground up. I wouldn't want my food to be baby food the rest of my life. So since I ferment, pellets would just turn to mush. And the powder that's in here is hard enough to get out of the water when it's fermented as it is. So I can only imagine the pellets would be a real pain in the butt. Alright, so got that. Now we'll take this in and put it in the water that we already have in there. Alright, we got that in there. We're just going to go ahead and dump this in. It's that easy. And then, just like I did last time, I'm going to go ahead and add the spices and herbs that I put in there. Get you to sit still for me so that I can do this. They sell stuff online you could buy. I just run to the good old Wally World and get some garlic powder. So we'll do 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. I don't know how long what they sell last. I just know that I can get the same amount at the store, and just like our food, I like to know where it comes from and not have it prepackaged. And it's working. Like I said, we haven't had any mites. Just got to get the girls wormed. Three of those. And when this stuff ferments, oh my gosh, does that garlic take over. That's all you can smell when I open up that bucket is garlic. But for me, it's better than smelling this black pepper. And we didn't go on vacation. I threw some stuff in with it dry, but they did not have it the whole time we were gone because they only had whatever we put out, what we left for our sitter to feed. Did not have any more in it, and they just had whatever I had left. I didn't have enough of everything left, so that's why when I came back, I had to buy all new because we didn't have it. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to put it in the sink. I'm going to get the water filled up so that it's over top of the grain that's in there, because the grain will soak it all up. You want it to all stay submerged. That's the thing, is you don't want it to be exposed to air at all. Once it's exposed to air, it's going to start molding and you're going to lose your feed that you got in there. As long as it stays under the water, you're good. So I put it in. I stir it initially, and then I take out every night, and that's kind of the stirring there. But other than that, I just leave it go until I finish it all. Like I said, a gallon lasts us about 3-4 days, depending on how much I end up having to feed. Now I washed down along the sides with the hose and everything else, and then I'm just letting it fill up. I use straight out of the tap. Like I said, our water is filtered. We have a filtration system here behind me, and it does have salt in it for the hard water. Our girls are 2 years old now, and it doesn't seem to bother them. Well, no, they are not 2 years old. They are only a year old, a year and a half old. Trying to rush things further than they are, I guess. We are still fairly fresh to chickens. We aren't as experienced as some people are out there. Alright, let me get this turned off and get it out of the sink. Might as well go ahead and stir it up while it's in the sink. I knocked all those herbs down as soon as I touched it. They all pretty much went down. So I'm just going to go down to the bottom, flick it up in there. The bottom is cold because it had that pre-fermented water in it that's been sitting down here in the basement on the floor, so it stays nice and cool. The stuff on top is warm because I filled it with warm water. Alright, make sure everything's down along the sides. Alright, good to go. Alright, we got it down on the floor. All that's left is put the lid on it. Might as well rinse this off while I have that here. Rinse my hand off. The underside doesn't really get a whole too much dirty because all it does is sit on top, but a little rinse every once in a while doesn't hurt anybody. And that's got a rubber gasket along it so that it keeps the air out. So once I snap it on there, it'll be airtight. Maybe you scrub it next time, but that'll work for now. Alright. Okay, we're done. We're all set for tomorrow. It'll just come down, I'll scoop some out and feed them again. Have a good night.